Hey all, Sidison here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Welcome back to my channel. AI. It's been all over the news and basically everywhere at this point, honestly. And especially recently, it's been all over the news as feels like with the AI bubble and everything that's gonna be happening. And especially a lot of gamers and people in the gaming industry when it comes to prices. A lot of those have been affected by AI. Now, I made a previous video on this, but I wanted to talk specifically about this because I feel like a lot of other content creators seem to, you know, brush this off. Or no, they mainly like talk about this, but they usually talk about this in a way that like, oh, it's a good thing that it should pop. It's a good thing, and they're celebrating it. But I feel like they haven't taken the other side on how detrimental it would be for AI companies to go bust. But yeah, unfortunately it is another AI video. So not an AI generated, but like the topic about AI, if you know what I mean. But yeah. So I might put some shit like Subway Surfer or something to make sure to grab everybody's attention. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hopefully we can make it to 500 subscribers. I'm trying to reach 500. That would be really appreciative if y'all could hit that subscribe button for me. But yeah, let's get back to the topic we have at hand. Now, a lot of the YouTubers and journalists and people who were talking about this were mainly going at the recently, at least a few weeks ago, news that OpenAI, which is the development for ChatGPT and a large amount of AI generation and AI tools, is basically going bankrupt, and they might go bust in like 2027-ish, which has a lot of people excited because AI has been draining a lot of money. They've been draining a lot of resources if you guys have been figuring it out by now. But yeah, and I like to point this out before I get in. I am not an AI supporter. I'm not an AI hater, but I'm also not an AI supporter. I use AI. I don't use AI for video generation or my YouTube content. I might use it to get information, but that's like using like Google or something, and I might use it for like to get a few like small pictures or so, and usually not. I usually get a lot of my pictures from Wikipedia and stuff, but yeah, I'm not a pro AI person, and I'm not an anti-AI. I feel like it's good as like a assistant to humans and as a companion, but I don't like people who think of it as like a replacement, and I don't think it is a replacement. But yeah, that's what I think about AI. So just know that I'm not pro AI and I'm not anti-AI, but I just feel like people right now are kind of misguided when they're talking about like how it's a good thing. Because yeah, as I stated in my previous video, these AI companies have been taking a lot of money from the government, but they've also been hogging a lot of computer parts for their big data centers. A lot of companies need a lot of these resources, so they've been invested by a lot of like tech companies and parts and computing components like Crucial, Nvidia, and actually Crucial was owned by Micron. So Micron, Nvidia, AMD, so a lot of these big companies have started pivoting into AI, which has gotten a lot of gamers really mad. A lot of these sweaty gamers who probably don't even shower and spend like $6,000 on a PC are mad that they're now spending even more on a PC. But truth be told, it is a really tough time because everything right now for electronics and stuff has gotten really expensive. But despite that, I don't think that an AI bubble, I don't think, because what I would say is that if OpenAI and if ChatGPT does go bust by 2027, that would trigger like a massive bubble burst, basically, on the AI bubble. And this would be something similar to like the dot-com bubble that was seen in the 2000s, where you have a lot of companies that invested into this new technology. Back then it was internet, right now it's AI, and suddenly a lot of it will go bust, and a lot of what happened back then, a lot of jobs, a lot of people got laid off, a lot of jobs got cut, and yeah, it wasn't good for the economy. And I think that's what people fail to realize right now, is that if said bubble does burst, like, yeah, you're gonna get you're gonna get cheaper parts, but there's gonna be a lot of consequences, because there is way too much money that's being put into AI right now. There is far too big. AI is too big to fail almost at this point. We can't go back. We can't go back to like not using AI like a lot of people. There are people out there that really want AI to be like completely removed from our day-to-day lives, and unfortunately I don't think that that's going to be possible. Now, I don't think AI is going to be fully integrated like it was originally planned to be, but yeah, we won't ever go back to that, and I think AI will still stick around even if the bubble bursts. But my biggest issue is that this bubble burst will cause a lot of jobs and a lot of people in the tech sector and the tech industry to kind of lose their own jobs and stuff. And yeah, it's not a guarantee though, and I think people don't realize that it's not a guarantee that, you know, we'll suddenly get an abundance of PC components and all of these companies will stop pivoting to AI and start pivoting back to the consumer, because they might as well just like, you know, try to cut their losses and just stop with development, or cut like budget lines, or, you know, try to continue the same business practices, but this time not like putting it under the AI belt, because this has been happening for a while. Okay, when this has happened the same with back then with cryptocurrency, you know, and like I mentioned before, cryptocurrency, it didn't go back up, it didn't go back down to its original prices. The GPUs that were used, yeah, we got a bunch of influx from multiple like miners, like crypto miners, not like miners as in like children that Epstein would be interested in, but crypto miners. But yeah, we didn't get a lot of those back. We got a lot of those back, but this is not like the crypto boom, and I think that's what a lot of people are equating to, but it's not. It's more of like the dot-com boom and the dot-com bubble bursting, which is far worse for the economy, far worse for the people. And like, yeah, stuff is gonna be cheaper, but it's not gonna help if you're not making money and you get laid off. And so, like I said, right now we're in a lose-lose situation, because we could just keep expanding and we just lose money, like we just lose our components and stuff to all these AI data centers, or the bubble bursts and we lose all our money and all of our investments and all that stuff. So honestly, best course of action would be to let the bubble like let it out slowly, where we kind of let out a lot of the excess, like a lot of the useless stuff, like a lot of the useless uses of AI. Because AI, a lot of these AI companies, they've been able to find out that a lot of their investments weren't like being made back. Well, it just was like an endless money pit. So it would probably be best to take those out, but then keep like still the few useful uses of AI. But I doubt that's really gonna happen, because that's far too unrealistic. But yeah, that's my little rant. I'll be back to making some more videos. Sorry for the wait, y'all, but yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.